crypto fam, welcome back to the OP Quarantine Studio. And we have been asked by quite a few people recently, what's up with all those gas fees for Ethereum? So Matt is quite knowledgeable about it, so he's going to explain it to us and to me as well, because I quite frankly don't understand why do people have to pay north of $30 for gas fee.
Yeah, I saw one, it was like a couple $100 to send an ERC20 token around. So lately there's been some crazy fees being charged for people to move Ethereum or Ethereum-based tokens from one wallet to the other wallet or interact with a smart contract. And you're looking at, $20, $25, all the way up into the hundreds of dollars if you just want it to be confirmed to the next block. So what's going on with all that? Yeah, it's crazy. You were used to paying, cents under $1 for this, and now we're all that. So the one-word answer is DeFi, decentralized finance. And if you've heard about all this yield farming and these different products coming out, like Compound and Maker, and I think it's AAVE or AAVE, AAVE. There's been a really large explosion in that area. It's mostly just like loaning money, taking collateralized debt positions, and you can get insurance on your loans that you take out with like Nexus Mutual. I mean, we can do a whole video on that, and if you would like to see that, comment. We'll make it happen.
Comment down below.
But so basically, there's this big boom in Ethereum and the decentralized finance kind of niche, and they're doing so many transactions, and these smart contracts are just automatically moving things around, and so you've got to pay a little bit of Ethereum each time a transaction happens interacting in this decentralized finance ecosystem. And because there's so many transactions happening, the fees and what you have to pay for those transactions to be mined into a block and confirmed has just going up and up and up because there's more demand, and the supply has come up a little bit, but there's not, the supply isn't quite there in terms of like mining and people that are mining these transactions. The reason for that is because of Ethereum's scalability. They're moving over to ETH 2.0. They've got some good tech in the works that's on testnet now, stuff that's coming out soon that's going to increase that scalability. And so, as that happens, we'll see the fees reduce down. But for now, in the current state of things, there's just so many transactions going through that they're almost kind of their fees are just going up because the scalability hasn't taken effect yet. So that's the reason for why we have all these fees. And if you are looking at sending an Ethereum transaction or something within the Ethereum network, how do you pick that right gas amount and figure out, what should I be paying and how do I adjust that? And so I thought I'd just speak a little bit on that and what the gas is. So each transaction that you send in the Ethereum network requires gas. And all gas is a little fraction of Ethereum. So I think they call it GUI or GUI, I don't know how to say it, GWEI. But it's just a little fraction of Ethereum. And so we were seeing, 20 GUI being the kind of default prior to all this fees ticking up. Now you're looking at like 450 to 500, maybe even to the 500s is the price that you have to pay for these. And then that gets multiplied the amount of smart contracts that it goes through, and so you can end up paying anywhere from $5 to $30 to a couple $100 if you choose to set it. But when you go into your wallet there, usually the wallets will pick the fee for you, but it's been so crazy and fluctuated so wildly lately that to really make sure your transaction goes through, it's kind of better to do a custom parameter set. And so I go to ETH gas station, I think .io. If you just Google ETH gas station.
That's like the 7-Eleven of.
Yeah, you get everything you need.
Yeah.
You get beer, snacks, gas.
Jerky.
Yeah. But yeah, so the ETH gas station, you go there, and they'll tell you kind of what the average GUI price is, or GUI. And then you come back, and there's two options. You've got your gas, and then you have your gas limit. And the gas limit is just the maximum amount that you're willing to pay. And so you put in the amount of gas per, I think it's per byte or per kilobyte, and then however much data you send, it gets multiplied by that. So you put in 450 GUI, and then you have your limit of maybe 200,000 GUI. And so it can use up to that amount, which is maybe 30 or 40 bucks. So if you're in my crypto or my Ethereum wallets and you're going to send that out, you hit the little advanced details button, go in and you set that gas to like 450, and then if you're interacting with a smart contract, you probably want to set that gas limit at like 200,000.
So that's like the premium gas, you
right.
know how you...
Right, but definitely check ETH gas station before you go and do that. See what the average fee is, and if you want to end up there a little quicker, then bump it up maybe 10 or 20%. And if you don't care as much, you can drop it down 10% from what they recommend. But that's going to be the best way to make sure your Ethereum transaction goes through during this kind of really volatile period of transaction fees and then high volume on the Ethereum network.
Well, thank you. That explains it to me. So
that wasn't too wordy.
One question I have. So it is expensive. Basically, you mentioned something about mining. So because it takes longer to mine, or why is it so expensive?
It's because the network can't process enough transactions. They have a set. You can only do so much in each block. And so when you get past that, they start to stack up. So, okay, we couldn't get everything in this block, so we'll put, 20% into the next block. Well, then that next block only has room for 80%, 80% of what it normally would take. So then there's rollover there, and so then, it gets to this point where everything just starts backing up, and then people are like, well, I want my transaction to go through, so they start paying.
Now.
Yeah, so they start paying more, so that the miners will include their transaction in the most current block, and then that just pushes everybody who has a lower fee out, and sometimes it doesn't ever confirm. A few days goes by, whatever. But there is a way you can replace your transaction with a higher fee, or you can completely cancel your transaction if you had that low fee and it doesn't look like it's going through. So there's
that makes sense.
Yeah, so there's ways to get around it, but it's not something that everybody is super up to speed on because it doesn't happen super often. So yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to us, follow, subscribe. Feel free to comment if you want to know more about the DeFi ecosystem, or you want to know more about
crypto
Ethereum
inequality through gas payments.
Whatever y'all want to hear, let us know, and let's build the open economy that we all deserve.
Amen.